Please, for the love of God. Okay, everything is good, guys. You won't believe it. I've just recorded an entire 40-minute video before this, right? Explaining like examples and everything, like we're using the strong highs, strong lows, like for 40 freaking minutes, just going over and over about it so that you guys really understand it. And the freaking mic was not plugged in, bro. Oh, I finished my entire chai latte. Like, that says something, bro. Gosh, man, I don't even know if I have enough energy, but I'll do my best. But anyway, guys, welcome to the first ever AkFX video. Sorry I have to start off like that. Let's bring back some of that energy. All right, but cool. Welcome, guys. Expect this intro to be a little bit longer than usual. If you guys don't like that, please feel free to go ahead and move on to the rest, to the later parts of the video. Where I'll actually be explaining the strong highs, or what I consider them, strong highs, etc., and strong lows and weak highs and weak lows and stuff like that as well. Very simplistically. Now, first thing I want to mention is thank you so much for your support on AkFX. If you guys haven't already followed me on there, please feel free to go and hit the first link in the description. It's going to lead you to a Telegram channel, which is this Telegram channel right here. Feel free to support me over there if you want to. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. And another thing is that I am not FDA approved. Now, wait, hold on. I'm not a vaccine. FSCA or some bullshit like that approved. So I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not here to financially advise you. I am simply here to give you guys a little bit more knowledge, or I would say insight into some of these smart money concepts. Third thing or fourth thing, I've lost count at this point, that I would like to say is that I no longer use these concepts, but I have used these concepts back when I was doing SMC, and they really worked well. If you guys are wondering why I've changed, I mean, if they've worked well, why change, why fix what isn't broken? It's not that I've changed anything. It's more of that I've simplified it to an even more watered down level, right? If you want to call it that. So I don't use smart money anymore. It's just a very watered down version of how to trade like a normal human being. But I assure you that back when I was using SMC, these were what I was doing to actually, you know what I mean, really get myself and understand the markets, because the markets are driven by liquidity. It is algorithmically driven, as Papa ICT has said. And you know what, although I don't agree with a lot of things that he has to say, no bad blood with him. I really respect his work. He's an OG and a GOAT, and there's just no disputing that fact. So with that being said, let's move on and let me show you guys how I classify, at least how I view the markets. Now, another thing I like to say is that I don't own smart money. Not everyone knows that. I don't how do I say this? I don't own strong highs and strong lows. Like, that's not a concept by itself. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Strong highs and strong lows is not a concept by itself. It's not something new, but it is a different approach, my approach to the markets, right? How I view price, this is how I view it in the form of strong highs and strong lows through Quasimodos, right? Quasimodo formations, or as ICT calls it, SHBMS RTO. Okay, now if you guys don't even know what smart money is, if you guys don't even know what an SHBMS RTO is, if you guys don't even know what a Quasimodo is, you guys need to go and learn that up, because I'm not here to explain that stuff. So I hope you guys already know all of that. Now, what is a strong high? So you guys know what a QM is, right? So a QM is just this. Let's take a look at a bearish QM, for example. Let's look at a bearish QM. Okay, bearish QM. And boom, and we go whatever. Okay, so this is a bearish QM, and basically all it is that it has a manipulated high and then structure that's broken. Okay, and then what we want to trade is the return, and we sell it off, kind of thing. That's the main concept. Now, for me, I have my own standard operating procedures as to how I actually work around the QMs, how I actually trade these QMs. So how do you classify a strong high? Sorry, I was drinking some chai. I do have to burp a little bit. How exactly do you classify a strong high? Okay, so strong high that caused manipulation, high that broke the low that formed the high. Now, I know you guys are a little bit confused probably about the second one. The first one, I think most of you guys who have any information about smart money, I'm sure you guys already know about the first one. But the second one, high that broke the low that formed the high. Huh? What you mean? You know what I mean? Like, what do you say? You're saying a whole bunch of Eminem freaking verses there. You know what I mean? Like, but okay, what is this? What does this actually mean? All right, so first of all, high that caused manipulation. You can see we have these highs here, and this guy comes in, manipulates them out, right? High that broke the low that formed the high. Now let's break that down a little bit. This can also be known as a low. It's just structure, guys. It's just that the reason why I'm coming up with these names, because the fact is I am just coming up with these names. Strong high, strong low, weak high, weak low. It is just structure and liquidity. Legit, bro. I'm not even like, you know what I mean, avoiding that fact. A lot of other SMC dudes are like, oh, freaking Wally block this. I'm like, bro, that, you know what I mean? Like, get the hell out of here with your bullshit. But look at this. If you look, high that caused the manipulation and broke the low that formed the high. Now, which is the low? We're not even getting to the strong high part yet. We'll get to that in a second. Which is the low that caused this high? See this high? Which is the low that caused it? The most recent one. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it perhaps price was doing something like that. And I'll show you guys real chart example in a bit. Perhaps price was doing something like that. Is it this one? Right? Which is it? The most recent. You want to look, okay? You want to look for the most recent, or at least I would look for the most recent low that caused that manipulation. And what I'm looking in there for is to look for it to break the structure. Just like that. Okay, now it has successfully formed a Quasimodo formation, or a bearish SHBMS RTO for selling. Okay, for selling purposes, right? Now, me personally, for me, I don't trade it like this. Sell from here, sell from here, sell from here. I personally don't trade it like this, right? I have in the past, but I've increased my win rate after adding just one simple step. Price comes in, it's black, price comes in, does whatever it wants, whatever, right? Hits down, okay? I will enter when price comes back to stop hunt this guy out. Okay? This is all I've traded. When I did trade SMC, this is all I traded. This is all I trade. Now, that's about liquidity. So all I've added is just the liquidity. It doesn't have to be equal highs, guys. We're not WWE. It does not have to be equal highs, okay? It just needs to be liquidity. Any form of liquidity. It could be just one single push to the upside, like this. Boom, one single push. That's fine, right? But I'm not going to take it like, oh, like this. Or if price does something like this, right? Sorry. Price does something like this, okay? I'm not going to sell here, bro. This is the high that's literally inducing all the sell orders that are right above, right? So I want price to come in here and push down, and then I'll take the higher push down, right? Simple like that. And that's my stop loss. Now, let's understand strong lows and strong highs. Guys, a strong high is just this guy. It is a high that has caused manipulation, and a high that has also, after that manipulation, gone on to then break the low that has caused that high. This being the low right here that caused the high, and this being the high that manipulated. Okay, so once price breaks here, that's all I'm caring about. This is gonna be my strong high. All right, now what is a weak low? A weak low is the production of a strong high. It is just a low. Okay, we will get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know what? I'll get to it right now. What is a weak low? That failed to. Bro, I'm sorry guys that I'm typing so slow. My mic is literally above my keyboard, so it's like I'm hitting into the mic sometimes. Low that failed to break strong high. Or yeah, pretty much that's really it. It's just the concept is very, very simple. Oh gosh. This is exactly why I say when I get my chai when it's real nice and hot, that's when I like to make the video. But unfortunately, OBS decided not to record my audio. Imagine if it just does that for this video as well. So a weak low is a low that failed to break a strong high, and or a low that is produced from a strong high. I mean, the fact is that a weak low is produced from a strong high, so it's not like, oh, it must be, you know what I mean? It's like that is what a weak low is. The literal definition, or how I view these smart money concepts, is that a weak low is what is produced from a strong high, right? And yeah, the low is going to remain weak. The low is going to remain weak, you know, right, until it goes ahead and breaks the strong high. Now, there are more things to it, such as a strong low, which I'll get to in a second. Another thing, low that failed to, this is another thing that I'm about to introduce right in a couple more minutes, failed to break significance. All right. Sorry, the mic is really getting in my way this time. If I move it further, I'm just scared that my audio is not going to be that audible, right? Low that failed to break the strong high, low that is produced from a strong high. I mean, that is what it is. This should actually come in first. We will get that right there, right? Low that is produced from a strong high, low that failed to break a strong high, low that failed to break significant structure. Okay, so this is strong high, and for example, this could be your weak low. Why I say like it's, oh, this could be your weak low is because, is it produced from the strong high? Yeah, it made a strong high, and this is the weak low, right? It also didn't come up and do that, did it? So then that would be your strong low, which we'll get to in a second, right? This is going to be your target. If now price goes and does this, right, this is still going to be your weak low. Okay, it's going to be your weak low until price comes in and completes this, and then we're going to target this low right here. we're gonna target this guy. We're gonna target the weak low is nothing more than a target to the strong high. Go ahead and write that down. A weak low is the TP, if you will, of your strong high. Okay? Okay. So that is that. That is what a strong high is. That is what a weak low is. Oh Lord, give me a second. Oh yeah, my RAM, guys, is a little bit lacking. All right. That's a strong high, and that's what weak lows are. Now, what is a strong low and a weak low? Let's go and check that out. For example, something like that, right? That is going to be a bullish Quasimodo. A strong low is just a bullish Quasimodo. Okay? Now, I know you guys may be wondering, well, if it's just a Quasimodo, why the heck am I watching this dumbass dude's video? Well, you see, the thing is, you can understand these Quasimodos and these SHBMSs all you want, but if you don't have an approach that is simple for your brain to figure out on a consistent basis, then you're going to be confused about the simple formation of a QM in the first place. Right? So you need to be able to identify certain things with a QM that make you go, oh, I trust that high to hold. Oh, that's going to be my TP. You know what I mean? So if you can't do that in a mechanical basis, then, I mean, you're not exactly going to be having mechanical results. You're not exactly going to be adding, you know, I guess you could say regularity into your trading. And I'm sure everybody wants themselves to trade in a very systematic basis. Okay? So in this formation, in this case, right, we'll get into the standard operating procedure in a second, but in this case, make sure everything's cool. All right, we can delete this, but yeah, if you guys feel free to just go and follow me on my Telegram. I post my MT4s there. I occasionally post breakdowns on my MT4s. The reason I'm making a video today is because I'm actually going to make a breakdown video on all those other trades that I took this week and last week, because there's just so many gold trades that I took. I'm a pure gold trader, you have to understand, so I'm taking a lot of gold trades as well, quality ones, some intras. And yeah, it's just too much for me to want to break down, you know. So I was like, you know what, why don't I just make like a little breakdown on YouTube later on this week or next week or something. But I first want you guys to understand what a strong high, strong low is. All right, so in this case then, how long is this video so far? 10 minutes, 12, 13, cool. I'm fine, 13's fine. All right, we have our, let's go and write this down. A strong low, low that caused manipulation, low that breaks high that caused low. Yes, exactly. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And yes, that would be called a significant low or a significant structure. Sorry. Significant low. That's what. It's why I say significant is because that's like very important. It's meant to stay intact, but it doesn't stay intact, and it's, you know, it doesn't stay intact after liquidity has been taken. It's kind of a red flag, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I'm saying is a significant low. But yeah, okay. So that's what a strong low is gonna be. Now you go ahead and write this down. I'm gonna delete that. Move these guys up. We still need to get into the actual real world example, so I'm gonna get there in a second. But yeah, so it needs to have cause manipulation, which it has, and then it needs to cause a break in a high break, right? That is our significant high. That is our significant high that gets broken. Once a significant high gets broken, I personally, my standard operating procedure, at least back when I was using SMC, is not to take the first touch, but rather to wait for it to form its liquidity, right? There are two types of liquidity forming, by the way. One could be like this, right? Boom, boom, right? Another way is like this, just real simple. Price comes up here, fails to make a higher high, comes back down, and then you buy, you target this, basically. So yeah, that just a little bit of tips in there. Was not really meant to talk about liquidity in this one, but why not? I'll tell you what. So yes, this is gonna be your strong low. Okay, now, what is a weak high? Get that weak shit out of here, boy. A weak high is a high that is produced from strong low. High that did not, that failed to break strong low. That did not break structure. Because right. Why I say then it's not going to be a weak high anymore. You see this last sentence here? High that did not break significant structure. Because if the high did break significant structure, right, and it took liquidity, then what does that make the high? That makes the high a strong high. You see what I mean? So that's what I mean by this, like high that did not break significant structure. Because if, for example, like this, by the way, is going to be your weak high. All right, this guy here. So if now price does this, all right, That's going to be your weak high, and you're going to target that, okay? So usually what price does is that it flies first. It flies, and then it comes back. And it fails, let's say, and then it comes back in here. So this is going to be a weak high. This is usually what price does, right? This is going to be a weak high, and this is going to be a liquidity inducement to your buys. As I told you, I don't take the first touch. I always take it once price has induced the point of interest, okay? Price comes in here. This is going to be a weak high. But you need to understand something. Guys, you need to understand something. Have you ever gone through something like this? Tell me if you guys can relate to this. Buy. Boom. Have you guys had that ever happen to you? Because what you fail to understand is something, my friends. What you fail to understand something. This weak high, it caused the break of the structure and took your stops out. Meaning that and it's being induced by liquidity. Meaning this has created its very own reason for a sell. Oh, now I'm confused. If you watched this video a couple of times, you won't be confused, right? Don't get into that whole spoon feeding habit, right? Strong high. See, the thing is, right, this is giving you a reason to buy, right? And until and unless this high gets broken, right, it's going to have a reaction to it. I mean, that's just common sense. So how do you know if price is going to break a high or not? Higher time frame understanding, right? And even then, sometimes it fails to do what it's meant to do, because you can't get a 100% win rate in Forex trading unless you are the algorithm, right? Which nobody is, because if somebody is, then they wouldn't be having an 80-90% win rate. They would have a 100% win rate, which they don't have. So nobody is the algorithm. The algorithm is the algorithm. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. So have yourself a strong high. By the way, write this down. Strong high, weak low now, because this high, which was actually a weak high in relation to this buy, which is going to be what? Our target profit. If we buy from here, this is a strong low, stop loss below, that's going to be our target profit. But it's also giving us a reason to hedge. And if you don't feel comfortable hedging, that's perfectly fine. Take your profits once price takes this liquidity. Because you see how we've taken liquidity here, we've broken significant structure, we are being induced, that's our bearish QM that I'm talking about, we're being induced by liquidity. Price could easily come up here, take the liquidity into a sell, and this is our weak low. Why is this a weak low? Produced from the strong high. This is not our weak low. Was this produced from the strong high? No, it wasn't. This is, you know what I mean? This is our weak high. Why? Produced from the strong low. This is our weak low. Why? Produced from the strong high. This is our target. If we sell from here, if we hedge, sell, we will target liquidity here. Okay? Simple as that. Now let's get into real world examples, guys. I'm gonna show you probably, I don't know, it's already 20 minutes though. Alright, let's go show you guys some real world examples. Oh nice, I bought from here. Guys, by the way, for gold, you know, I'm gonna make a gold projection video later. I don't wanna mix things up too much. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much see something like that. Something like that happening. But anyway, coming into this, okay, look, it's very simple. You guys may want to buy from here, right? You have to ask yourself, has this, you know what I mean, formed a strong high? What's the H for? Has it turned? This is the reversal you guys are trying to attempt, right? It's a reversal you guys are trying to attempt. First of all, look at your higher time frame. Can you look at your higher time frame, guys? Do you guys see that, guys? How we don't take another sell from here. We take it once that guy's been taken, right? This, I literally just drew it from here. And do you see how once that liquidity here gets taken, strong high, weak low, oh, weak low, weak low. Now we expect a drop off. But of course there are going to be some buy reasonings down below, right? Of course there are going to be some buy reasonings, right? But yeah, man, so it's just that. I took the sell. If you guys don't believe that I took the sell from the very pip at the top, go ahead and check my AkFX channel. You will see. I promise you, you will see it. I'm very proud of my entries. I always share them because doing this stuff is not easy, and it comes with a lot of skeptics as well. But you know, you just got to keep on doing what you're doing, because you got to understand the fact that you're getting a certain entry is not easy, and you should be proud of that. I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for all you guys out there. If you're getting an entry that is like a wow, be proud of that stuff, bro. Big up yourself and make sure you repeat that. You know what I mean? Backtest why you got it right. Anyway, over here, can you see? Stop hunt, break of the low. Sorry, stop hunt with this high, break of the low from this high, weak low, strong high. Can you see this? Is literally this, bro. Stop hunt, break of the low, inducement, and she goes, right? Then on a larger scale of things, stop hunt, break of the significant low, This is still a strong high. Hey, hold on a minute now. This is still a strong high. All of this gets taken, and then we fall, right? Look, it's just the same old thing. You guys don't believe me? Look, I'm using this as a bearish example, by the way, guys. In this case, yeah. Sorry, let me get rid. What the give me a sec. Okay. Boom, stop hunt. We need a break of this guy here. We need a break of this guy. Boom, she breaks. Will you sell from here? No. You will sell from above. You guys see that? This is the thing, man. Even though this is not my concept in the sense of liquidity, in the sense of which highs are high resistant, which highs are low resistant, I have to say I understand this so well. That's why I'm trying to help you guys out. I really do understand it well, and it really does work. I promise you it does work. And for those of you guys saying, oh, this is also easy to say in hindsight, please don't be ignorant, because you're going to make a fool out of yourself talking to me about hindsight. Go into my AkFX channel and check out my entries. Right? I've literally given, because so many people have, you know what, not so many, but enough people have come to me and said, oh, it's so easy, for why are you only sharing your wins? I've literally shared my losses, bro. Right? I had a loss yet. I don't take that many losses because I don't take that many trades. I take a decent amount of trades, but I'm not like a scalper, you know, 5 positions in a day. Today, I don't even think I'm going to have a trade today, because I'm just waiting for Thursday to set up for tomorrow, Friday being the NFP day. NFP, we'll see what happens. 8:30 Malaysian time, I'm looking for some trades on gold, and I only trade gold, so obviously my win rate is going to be higher because I'm only trading one pair, right? But for those skeptics, if you guys think it's just hindsight, please don't be ignorant. Go to my not YouTube channel, my AkFX, and go see for yourself, because you guys are not going to believe it until you guys see it with your own eyes, right? I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because there are a lot of people who have cheated others, and I understand that. So go and see for yourself. Anyway, coming back to this, guys, apologies I went on a rant there, but you can see, right? What do we have then? We break the low that caused the stop hunt. And before that, we already have our stop hunt. Boom. Meaning, right, this is going to be our strong high. And we didn't break it here exactly because we just wicked it. But this candle, boom, we broke it. Okay, so it's not a very accurate drawing, but yeah, we broke it here. Okay, now the reason why there's still a reaction is because of this. Look. This is going to blow you guys' mind probably. Look at this. I've just drawn that here. If you don't believe that that's a stop hunt, go to your 4 hour and check it out again. You see it? Boom. Right? Anyway, coming back to this. Give me a sec. How's my gold buy? It's doing well, bro. I believe the whole thing here is going to get stop hunted. Probably into this area. That's what I'm looking for. Sell retracements, perhaps. But yeah, anyway. Coming back to this, though. Can you guys see, right? It's the same old procedure. Am I right, guys? It's the same old procedure. Taken the stops, broke the significant low, liquidity being induced for this guy. But it's not enough, right? How do we know if it's enough or not? We don't. I'll admit something there. We don't know if the liquidity is enough to actually push price down. But one thing we know is that, can we agree this high never went and broke the structure? It didn't, did it? So, you know what I mean? If a failure to create a lower low, we're going to come for the stops, right? So simple as that. But you can see here, this liquidity, all right, is for the purpose of feeding into this sell area right here. Feeding into it. You need to have liquidity feeding into areas for you to have high probability setups. That's my opinion though. Alright? So yeah, pretty much. You have this, and that's why price actually reacted here for a bit, came back down, right? And then went back up. And really when it went back up, there's no reason for you to be selling from these areas, because you need to expect this thing here, right? Look at this. This thing here, you need to expect it to be taken, my friends. Okay? So yes. Now, can you guys see something? Look at this, okay? Again, zero bullshitting, okay? Look at this. Boom, 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 stop hunt. All right. Boom, we break. Okay, now check this out. This is very, very reliable. That's all I'm trying to say. Go and back test it for yourself. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to tell you guys that it's the best. It's not the best. What I do is the best. But there is no best, guys. It's just what works well for you, innit? But it's very reliable. Liquidity taken, significant structure broken. Inducement for the sell here. So, what do? Call out. We're gonna call out a strong high, right here. Let's call out a strong, sorry, my bad, weak low here. This weak low is weak in relation to the strong high. Can we agree with that, guys? Because this is produced from the strong high. Meaning, what, wait, hold on. What I mean by that is this, okay? The liquidity taken, we want to sell, right? When we sell here, this is our target. That's what I mean by that. I hope, can you guys follow? I really hope you guys are following. Now, do you notice something else though? Do you notice that, I'm going to get rid of these callouts first. Do you notice that this low here has taken the liquidity? Do you notice that this low here has broken significant structure? Do you notice that this low here is being induced by this liquidity here? Meaning what? Meaning what, my friends? Strong low. Weak high. And on the way down, it'll do this. It's gonna react. Don't believe me? Look. Sorry, give me a second. Manipulation. Significant structure broken. Liquidity inducement. And can you see how we have our sales reactions? I prefer to show you guys with the box. Not the box, a box. Don't search up what the box means in the Urban Dictionary, please. But yeah, you can see how we have our sales reaction. Now, why did this not follow through then? Why did this not follow through? Because, can you see this? Why did this not follow through? Look at here. Hello? Hello? Speaking? Who's this on the phone, please? It's a manipulation. We took out the high. Oh, relative equal highs. No, you dumbass. I'm sorry. To each their own. I'm sorry. That's my ego taking over. I apologize. That's not the true me. All right. Anyway, to each their own. But these are not relative equal highs by any means, in my personal opinion. Okay? There we go. I'm safe now, hopefully. All right. We've taken the high. As you can see, we've just wicked above it, and that's why we have such a strong reaction. And we've broken the low that... Sorry, my bad. But we can see this. All right? Can you guys see that? So, boom, boom, boop, and she goes. Right? We can see that happening there. So when it comes to the liquidity, we will look at our lower time frame for it. Again, I'm not trying to go into liquidity too much in this video, but again, man, you see. So, yeah, man. Oh, I took this sell, by the way. I'm not joking. I actually took this sell. No cap, I took this sell. But yeah, if you guys want to see proof of it, if I see a lot of people saying that, oh, Avi, show proof of your trades, I can't find it in AkFX, I'll show you. I have literally receipts for everything, so don't even worry about it. But yeah, I took this sell because of that very reason. This was back when I was using pure SMC, right? And that's why I'm telling you, it works. It's just that I've watered mine down right now. But yeah, so that's exactly why price didn't last. Plus, you need to understand your true direction, or your higher time frame direction was always for a sell, which is exactly why I also took this sell. Again, don't believe me? Tell me you don't believe me, I'll show you. Right? Because I have it in my AkFX. Anyway, the point here is not to prove any trades. But the reason why I keep saying, oh, you don't believe me, blah, blah, is because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just randomly saying, oh, I sold from here. I'm randomly saying I sold from here if I didn't actually sell from it. Because I did. And so if you guys think that, oh, he's just simply saying it to get on our good side or to hype us up, well, I'm not. I'm not lying, and I can prove it to you if you guys really need me to prove it to you, that these are the trades that have been taken because of these reasons that I'm giving you guys right now. Okay, so cool, you can see that happening, and that's why the sell just simply does not last. Now, how do we know, right, if okay, hear me out, right, this is going to be important, trust me, this is going to be important. How do we know if we can hold this entry here? You guys want to know how you can do that? How do you know you can hold this entry for a buy so that price can go up? Because this here is another sell reason, am I right? Right, so this here is another sell reason. Strong high because it took liquidity and broke important structure, induced by liquidity. This is another sell reaction, right? But how do you know if you can? Oh shoot, sorry. How do you know if? What the hell, bro? Relax, freaking hell! Having a seizure out here, bro. Are you sipping on that codeine? Anyway, how do you know if you can buy from here? Is because we need to have a break of. Boop. What's that? What break of what? What is the poop? This is a high that caused a low that took liquidity. And while we are buying here, the only way we can know to hold is if price breaks the important structure. Now, let's ask ourselves that question now. Hold on now. Did price break the structure here? As you can see, this is the high that caused the low that took the liquidity. right? Is this a strong low? No. Why is it not a strong low? It took liquidity, Avi, because it never finished our SOP. It never broke, SOP meaning standard operating procedure, it never broke above. And if it does break above, right, like this, let's draw it for you guys. If it did break above, it's gonna come into the range, right? Liquidity, boom. Ideally, we'd love that, right? Or if price doesn't go all the way here, sometimes price can do something like this and then go up, because this is still liquidity to a sell to a buy. This is something I've learned from ICT, the range stuff, like the sell to buy ranging thing, right? But yeah, so it didn't do that though. So we can't, like just my buy over here, until and unless we've broken this, I can't tell you that I can hold it for a swing, right? You see how that flows though, right? So that's just what it is, my friends, and it's just phenomenal. I can show you this on a bullish, I've showed you in fact bullish and bearish scenarios, but I hope you guys can get a grasp of these things. It is what, 30 minutes so far. I think we can end it here, guys. Please tell me what you would like me to show in the next one. Again, sorry, you know what, I'm just gonna finish it up with this. I apologize, let me finish it up with this, okay? All right. Okay. Just, you get it right, liquidity. Strong low, weak high, compression into it, LR as ICT calls it. Price comes inside, right? Manipulation. And you have to understand, this is using a daily POI, by the way. Daily or weekly? Hold on, give me a sec. Well, weekly and daily, but yeah, sure, you can refine it to your daily point of interest, right? Don't ask me how I mark my point of interests, please. I don't feel like discussing it in this video, at least. Maybe I want to discuss it in the future videos. I'm waiting for a H4 close. I might do a H sell. I don't think if I do a H sell though, I'm not gonna like risk too much. But anyway, over here, right? You have this. Price comes into. I would not have taken this. To be very frank with you guys, I would not have taken this. This is liquidity. This is a manipulation, break of significant structure. Boom. And in this very moment here, we have a weak high. So let's say the charts are like this now. Strong low because it took liquidity, broke significant structure, induced by liquidity, weak high. Why is this a weak high? Because we have never, you know what I mean, broken structure. Now, this weak high gives us hedging reasons here. Can you see these hedge reasons here to sell? Now, you may be wondering, Avi, you just said that this weak high is now going to be a strong high because guess what? It took liquidity and broke structure. Why is it that the sells didn't work? Because equal highs, my friends, and anybody with half a brain knows that selling below equal highs or buying above equal lows is incredibly risky, and that's exactly why we get completely taken out, right? So when you guys, you know what I mean, there's an explanation and you need to understand it. You need to see things before it happens. When you guys first start using this methodology, you're going to see everything in backtesting, but when you actually get to trading it live or on your demo account but in a live market, you get stuck up and you start failing, and then you go and you backtest it again and you feel wonderful because you understand every single move, but then you go ahead and you actually trade it and you're failing. You need to get to the stage where you can foresee certain things, like how I can foresee a potential bullish Quasimodo forming right here. Potential. It doesn't have to be, right? But it's potential, right? So simple as that. And I also know that if we fail to break the highs, we're gonna go down. And when we go down, we're probably gonna go incredibly aggressively down, right? So anyway, coming back to this though, I'm not, a big projector or anything like that. I do like to project certain trades, but yeah, pretty much. So as you can see, in here you will look for your same old thing that's happening on a higher time frame, on a lower time frame. I genuinely don't see the reason to go on and on about this, but I mean, sure, I guess, why not, just a little bit. See, you know where you guys, like a lot of SMC people really get stuck up, by the way, that is the BOS. You know where like SMC people really get stuck up is when they want to get the best risk to reward. That's when they really mess up. Because they're like, oh, but, because they really mess up, right? So yeah, we just want to put that out there. Stop chasing risk to reward. It's not the best way to make money. The best way to make money is to try chasing the risk to reward, failing, going for setups that actually give you consistent wins, and seeing which one's better for you, right? Anything below this liquidity inducing the buy is a valid buy. That's something you need to swallow up, right? That price does not have to come all the way down to your little OB on the 5 minute, right? If there's a liquidity inducement of your bullish QM, it can literally nick it and fly. And you see where this is happening at is in a higher time frame. Bullish QM, strong low, weak high, and she goes. High that has failed to make a new low. You're gonna trust this high to sell? Come on now, it gets taken. So please backtest this video. I hope I've helped. If you guys would like to leave a like on my channel on this video, please feel free to leave a like. If you guys would like to subscribe, please feel free to subscribe. And if you guys do subscribe, turn on that little bell thing, because what that does is it notifies you every single time I upload. But if you guys don't like this video and wish to dislike it, please feel free to dislike it. I'm perfectly fine. I'm unbothered. But if I've helped you, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Leave a comment for whatever if you wish to. And yeah, if you guys haven't already followed AkFX, then please do follow AkFX for more. See you guys in the next one. I'm not sure what I'm going to cover in the next one, but I'll see you guys there regardless. Have a wonderful day and night. Peace out. Safe trading. Good luck.